another Chuck Levin's Live. It is Friday.
Friday.
It is Friday. And it is a gear heavy Friday. We got a bunch of cool new stuff to show off today, right? First off, with these beautiful Stratocasters. Oh my goodness.
Chuck exclusive here.
That's right. Chuck
You can
exclusive.
only find him here.
We've got matching headstock to the pickguard. These are Jeff Beck noiseless pickups. And then, of course, a beautiful candy apple red finish. Can't go wrong. Even the back, got a matching plate. Come on.
Sick.
This is an ebony board, so it's nice and snappy. Very cool.
So it's better.
Oh, yeah. It makes it better.
I've heard.
Very cool. What do you think so far? Just playing it. I kind of just hung in the... I was in the neck position the entire time. I love a nice fat neck.
I was too. I mean, it's a Strat, so it's hard to kind of like want to leave, but I also do think it sounds great when you're down, you know. That sounds nice and snappy and kind of like Telly-esque.
Pretty much everything you'd want out of a Strat. You know? A little bit of that snap, a little bit of that warmth, a little bit of that in between position. You know, it's a Strat. You know.
And I think they're most like the
American
Pro.
So these are the American Vintage 2 series.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's this one, and this specific style is only available here, with the matching headstock to the pickguard.
Yeah.
So only throw. Sorry,
American Pro.
American Pro.
Zach
American
is
Pro
not a pro yet, so we're almost at the level.
That's right.
Okay.
American Pro 2.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. The
I
amps
mean,
are playing.
it feels great. Come on.
They're great. They're really cool.
That's it.
Like, you know, and these are like fresh out of the box. Like we just got these, so this is like before a tech even sees it and like sets it up the way that you want, or before we even sit there and intonate it. This is like fresh out of the box, and I have to say they play really good. Yeah. You know, you got to tune it a couple times before, but you know, you got to do that with every guitar and anything with a trem system. You know the struggle.
Yeah.
But it's a great guitar. It's pretty sick. Very cool. Amps we're using today. We're showcasing two new ones. One of them being the Orange OR30. This thing is crazy. And then we have the Marshall. This is the JTM Studio series. And they sound awesome.
They do.
Man, the amps so far, like, I love me a good Marshall. We had the DSLR 40 for the last one.
Yeah.
And that thing was a real ripper, so that's like a more vintage voiced version of it. So it won't exactly get into your crazy JCM 800 chugging territory, but it's still a tried and true Marshall. So you throw a couple drive pedals in there, you'll get the sounds of everybody we were pretty much talking about last week, and then everything else.
Yeah, in the 70s. I also think, and like I could be wrong, so like someone tell me, I think that you can attenuate this so that, I think so, that you can get like Marshall tones at not like Marshall levels of volume. Yeah.
Yes. Ear
sounds
bleeding
great.
volume. Yeah. Very cool. I really liked it. I love the finish on there. I love the plate. So traditionally you're used to like a script logo Marshall font. This is the original one that's like a square
placard.
Yeah, the placard one. Yeah.
Very
Art
Art Deco
the
style.
Very Art Deco, yeah. It's super sick. It looks super clean. Gives me a really sick like Bluesbreaker vibe. And Bluesbreakers being those crazy coveted amps that are like, I don't know, $6-7 grand. They're great, and you know, there's a lot of things that'll get you pretty close, but that'll probably get you the closest these days. And yeah, very cool. I'm playing the OR30. This is the new Orange amp. I love Orange. I personally use an Orange amp. I use a TH30.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, that amp is crazy. I don't find myself using reverb, and that amp doesn't have reverb, and same with this one, so I kind of feel right at home.
My amp at home also doesn't
have
have
reverb?
like reverb.
You just gotta
for
play
all
well.
of like the purists. Let's go.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a lot of like I bought this this Anna Sounds like trem, not trem, Anna Sounds spring tank. That's like an external spring tank that you can run through the effects end and get it. But it just sounds so good without it. Like I find myself not really gravitating towards reverb when I have a really good sounding amp. I mean, a really good sounding amp will have reverb and stuff. But with this particular amp, you know, you get your compression set up right, and then you just have all the sustain for days. You won't have to rely on the decay or the feel of that reverb because you already have all of that in your hands, technically.
So I am not a big like Orange like player. What is the Orange like sound if you like had to like summarize it in a few
It's
statements?
it's not quite a Fender, not quite a Marshall. You know,
Okay.
a lot of people will like compare it to, because it is a British amp. It's made in the same style as you would make like a Vox AC30 or a Marshall. But Orange is a little different in the way that it has kind of an in-between of Marshall and Fender, in my opinion. Cool. Like, I love the overdrive sound on a Marshall, and I love the way that an overdrive sounds on an Orange. And I love the cleans and the definition that you get out of a Fender. And you get very good
kind
cleans
of both
and
of
definition.
those?
Yeah, it's like the best
Sweet.
of both worlds. But like, Orange's way of breaks up a little square sounding to me. It sounds a little tighter, which I like. You know, to each his own as a player. But
each her own?
Yes, each their own.
Their own, right.
I find that as I roll down my volume, it's very volume responsive. So like, getting to a cleaner area where it may be a little dark and muffled on a Marshall, with Orange, as you back up that volume, it still has that clarity. It doesn't quite have like the Fender chime, but like for the style of music that I'm playing, I'm not really gravitating towards that. Like, I love playing like old country stuff, and a lot of that is Fender, but you can get by on Orange, and you can do a lot of stuff on Orange. And it's like, it's unique, you know? It's unique sounding, it feels special, and like, you know, you pull up with an Orange, you're not like the guy with the Tone Master that also pulled up, you know? It's just something to make you a little more unique and stand out and make your sound stand out. And I mean, it's such a visual standout too, you know, you're having this orange cab. Yeah. It's like, it's not just like a black Tolex.
Yeah. Although Orange makes ones that are like black and orange, and those look so slick. Look, wow, your elbow has never looked better.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Did you want me to like panel up? I can like, here, like bend that over if you're able to see it.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Do you want to like play a bit and just kind of
we could
give
talk
us...
about how we're experiencing the amps.
Yeah, I mean, I will say like these are not cranked, so I think we're kind of like running pretty lean and clean right now.
Very comfortable volumes, like volumes that you could still talk over potentially. We're not going to do that as far as cross interference. You know, trying to be respectful to our beautiful engineer over there.
Wow, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's true. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah. Did you want to give us a little bit of the Marshall?
Well, I was hoping that like you could tell me, because I play mostly Fender amps. So I am honestly here to like absorb and to learn. I do know that, check it out. I will say, like, the thing that I'm always kind of shocked every time I play amps like this, especially like English amps that are oftentimes like known for playing like overdrive, they still sound awesome if there's no overdrive. Like, just like super full and clean, but like fat.
No, the way that it traditionally will go is like, I find when you have a darker amp like a Marshall and you're pushing it that little extra bit to saturate and get a little hot, that's why you can roll down that volume. It gives you more range. And with this, you have a normal level, you have your high treble, you have treble, middle, bass, and then presence. Presence is kind of like that air on the top. And what's cool is we were just talking about how these are generally darker amps. With the more modern amps, that's when you had that presence. I don't believe the presence was on the original amps, all the way into the super lead. High treble looks familiar, but the way that they treat it is kind of two different loudnesses. You have loudness 1 and loudness 2. It doesn't look like they set it up with a master, but it might come into play with those two. And then, of course, you're in your traditional input 1. Input 2 is going to have some sort of volume cut just to compensate. But yeah. Got a good sound. Do you want to maybe try like an overdriven sound?
Yeah, try like to get me there. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure if we can at these volumes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they cascade. No, it looks like you aren't able to choose some. But we might be able to do a power soak. So we are actually on the low one too. So the wattage on this is cut significantly because it's in the lower.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So we're in loudness 1. Let's see if loudness 2 gives us a little bit of hair.
Let's do it, guys. We're here for an experiment.
Loud.
Louder.
Okay. Starting to.
Yeah, it's a little bit darker too.
Yeah.
So it looks like loudness too does give you that little bit of breakup, but it's not gonna get into like crazy territory like a JCM or something. It's just gonna be the breakup that would be expected of an amp of this era.
Sweet.
Yeah, it does sound a little darker too, so it kind of complements, you know, the whole volume thing.
Definitely sounds darker.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to the first one. And I always find with single coils, it's a little more forgiving as far as your volume.
That's why they're
mind
better. Okay. Shots fired.
Okay, Miss Unlucky.
Very cool. So that's that one.
Yeah.
It sounds really good. A lot of clarity and definition.
A lot of clarity, but still like full, right? I think a lot of times, I think people associate like sounding clean, like sounding kind of like thin, but like this thing's like nice and fat.
It's
in that.
very full.
Yeah.
Like the actual responsiveness that you're getting out of it and the body of it would fill out,
Yeah.
you know, whatever guitar mix you would totally need with that.
All right, let's like talk through and play some of this gear.
Cool.
Would you like to plug in, or like would you
Sure,
like?
I'll plug in.
Okay,
Swap.
cool. Ready?
Do you want to just swap guitars?
Yeah.
Even though mine's better.
Here,
Got
should
it?
we swap spaces?
I think so, so I
yeah,
can-
do it.
Get into the little. Very cool.
Ow, your seat is hard. Wow.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. So, like, talk me through these.
Okay. So I brought the Max. That is Universal Audio's. This isn't too new. It's within the last couple months, but we just recently got these in. These are really killer compressors as far as getting the feel that you would need. They're styled after three pretty classic compressors: your Dynacomp, your LA2A, and your 1176. You can swap between them on two different voicings, so you can have one set up with one style of compression, be it an 1176, and you can have the other one set up on a different style of compression, be it an LA2A. It's a pretty common studio tool to stack compressors. It's also a pretty interesting feel, just to give you what you need as a player, really. So like, if I do it without any compression,
Yeah, I mean, it like has like the Strat kind of like spank and like quack, but
and then as soon as I engage it,
yeah. I mean, it sounds like a mixed album.
it just
You know what I
sounds,
mean?
yeah,
It sounds like
it
studio gear.
it makes all the levels about the same, which is the intent of a compressor, is to take all your transients and kind of squash them so they're the same. But it also provides that sustain that you would get out of either juicing your amplifier or using some sort of overdrive for it. The reason that I say feel is really important is because you may have a lot of studio experience. You may use these plugins a lot. So you may know what you're expecting out of that sound. And what UA is giving you is essentially your plugins in a box. Two of them. And then what's cool about these particular effects that UA makes is you can do up presets and recall a lot of this stuff. So it's just super handy to have multiple sets of compression, multiple different styles of compression, and then just recall it
On
right
tap.
on your phone.
Yeah. I also think it's cool anytime like studio gear starts to leave like the locked space and enter into the like live setting. I mean, even like Boss with the new like Space Echo stuff,
Yeah,
and
that's super
or
cool.
the like Space Echo like reissue, whatever. But I think all of us are like, what? Hold on, how do I explain this? All of us have like the sound of like studio gear in our head because that's the albums that we've all heard and loved. And it's awesome to see that some of these like pedals are starting to kind of pull that gear out of those, you know, like locked areas and
Yeah.
and out
Like,
into like the wild.
Traditionally, an 1176 will run you a few $1,000s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very integral part of a studio as far as capturing sound and making it translate to other mediums. What you're doing on your guitar board is kind of taking that studio tool and using that to craft your tone, be it through an amplifier, be it through, I've actually used this post amp cab simulators.
I was gonna say, like, if we had some like time, I would have it at the start and then end and hear how they sound, because most people are actually like sticking those at the end of everything to kind of like tighten up everything and to, you know,
glue their sound together.
Yeah,
which is
so
another...
it would be fun to like experiment with that.
That would be cool, yeah.
So there's 2 presets in that
So
one?
there's 2 separate sides. You would engage each side with this toggle switch in the middle. One side can be set to one style of compression, and the other side can be set to the other style of compression. But the knobs all feed the same. Yes, and you could stack them into each other, which is a cool thing about the presets, because with the presets, you could have like, okay, for this song, I know I just use an 1176, and on this song, I need that LA2A, because when I do the chords, I like to play a little lighter, but I still want it to sound full. You can essentially set it up however you want. And what's cool about presets on a unit like this is there's no preset buttons or anything to recall. You just need your phone. So you just like have your phone to like set whatever you want it to set at, and it'll just automatically do it. It's like having like a spaceship of a board, but like you don't have to bend down and do anything. Everything's on your own.
Yeah. So if I'm understanding it, you effectively have up to 4 different comps?
No, just 2 at a time. Just 2 at a time, because it's 2 separate sides. But you're able to swap, like hot swap it. So like you can swap between 2 different styles of compression feeding into each other between presets.
Okay, so the presets don't live separate from your knob settings.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially just recalling. So then the panel becomes blank, and then it's just pulling from an internal memory, which is how a lot of pedals are operating nowadays. Strymon is a big. They have the favorite switch and the multi, which allows you to recall stuff while having your panel the same. I use one of those with I have a Zelza. We were talking about that last time. Yeah,
I would have never known.
Because you get 3 with a multi, you get 3 additional presets, and you have the 2 on the board on the actual pedal, because it's a similar pedal to this. This is
just
UA,
like 2 foot switches.
2 separate foot switches. So if I have them all set different, I essentially have 5 modulation pedals. It's great.
I should also say this is a like stereo pedal, right?
Yes, it can be functional in stereo, which you could use in mixing.
Yeah.
You could use it for keyboard. You could use it for your stereo.
A lot of comps aren't. So it's cool to have one.
You could even, I mean, I've done this before where you get like a little mixer and you do an effect send. And sometimes the effect sends will have master effect sends. So you could have an LA2A or an 1176.
Running like parallel.
No, you just feed it into it.
Oh, okay.
Well, you could do that too, but like you could set up this pedal into like a small board situation and have this be your LA2A for your vocals. Or be the 1176 into a LA2A for your vocals, or be a LA2A for your guitar or a bass, whatever you want. You can use this on friggin' anything. It's a UA pedal. You know, they kind of make it so you can use it for anything because they make plugins that are used for everything. You know, some of their stuff can be a little more guitar focused. Their delays, their modulations from the start, their amp sims are primarily guitar focused. But this is them stepping into the world of like, okay, these are studio tools. Here's 2, 3 classic compressors that you can use on anything now. You know, you could throw this into a modular rig if you figure out how to, you know, do 1/8 to quarter.
Yeah,
but it's great. I really like it. I really dig it. I'm glad we were able to showcase it because it is a really important tool. You know, a lot of people with compression, it can be a little confusing because you know, compression is something that you have to learn about. Yeah, it's something that you have to feel and you have to like hear comparisons, a lot of A-Bing with stuff like that before you really understand how to utilize it in the context of your guitar rig and in the context of mixing. This is kind of give you a better insight to how to do that because it's very simple to use. These are the exact same switches and you know, ratios that you would find on these traditional units. It'll be a little different because the Dynacomp is only a 2-knob compressor. It's like the most basic. An 1176 is going to have more of these. LA2A is another 2-knob, but there's still like ratio, and you're able to set that a little more forgiving as opposed to a Dynacomp. But yeah, that's the Max Universal Audio. Cool.
What's next?
So next we have the Walking on the Moon. Electroharmonix just came out with their Andy Summers collaborated It is essentially an Electric Mistress because the Electric Mistress was used on the Walking on the Moon. It is like their refined version of the Electric Mistress. They came out with the stereo Electric Mistress like a while ago, and that one was okay, but I feel like this one takes the cake. This one did exactly what that was missing. The other one being stereo, which is cool, but you know, this being a mono unit with a dry out, you have a little more flexibility, and this unit also just sounds a little bit better.
Yeah, I think it just like nails it.
Oh yeah, it's nice and super lush.
So look, like that one's like mildly subtle. Like
But we
let's
can
go.
crazy.
Yeah, let's go and get
It's
weird.
insane.
Let's get weird. Let's get weird. There we go. It's almost like
A
Leslie-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it now. I think I like a flanger more than I like a phaser.
Really?
I
You know, it's a love and hate. There's like very different like subtle qualities to it. The flanger is pretty cool though. It's like the
Flangers are
most
cool. They're
bombastic.
like, yes.
Do you wanna play some riffs with it?
Underappreciated? Yeah, plug me in. Doc. I was gonna say dad, but that's weird.
That's
You want this?
yes.
Hold on, let's get some good. I feel like I need some more spank.
Oh, yeah.
So like
Make
we're
it a
gonna go to the
little
bridge a
slower.
little bit. Yeah. I also think, right, like we can't play this pedal without doing some sus chords.
You gotta do it. Yeah. That sounds really good.
Like the switch.
The filter matrix takes the rate out of the equation, which is kind
Oh.
of interesting.
Weird.
It kind of adds, if you're playing like big chords or like stuff that's really slow, it's more noticeable. But for some of the faster stuff, it almost just sounds like you're in a fixed position.
Interesting. Okay.
See what I mean with the fixed position? It almost sounds like a cocked
Yes.
wah.
Ooh. Yeah, we're starting to get some.
And again, the rate is taken out of the equation, so the reason that you're hearing that flanging is actually from me moving
Like
that
doing
range.
it
Yeah.
itself. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I think we're in like another like heyday of people utilizing things like a phase and a flanger and kind of like like mod over nice long like sassy notes and chords.
What was really interesting about, I was just thinking about that while you were saying that, how these are kind of in a fixed position, so it's almost like a fixed sound. Having another modulator inside of that or post that gives it an entirely different sound and feel. So like having this as like whatever comb filtering spot you want to stick at, and then having something else do the modulation, that's a whole different sound.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
It's very cool. And we could actually experiment with that with some of the next ones we go. But let's
Yeah.
let's go on to the next one.
What's that green one do?
This green one is the Brig by Strymon. This is their new delay. It is actually a reissue of the Brigader, but they added a few more features that are really awesome.
And it's smaller.
It is smaller. It is more compact. I really like this format. Yeah, this format for Strymon I think is really cool because it kind of gives you like, you know, the maneuverability of having a smaller pedal, but all of the quality that you would get out of Strymon. And you know, one of the things that you don't really take into factor until you start like going out and like playing these gigs is, you know, your pedals can break, unfortunately. And yeah,
none of these though.
Yeah, Strymon stuff does not break. This, I mean, even like looking at the housing, this thing is like a freaking
and
tank.
It feels good.
Feels really good.
Yeah.
And most importantly, it sounds really good.
Yeah.
Here, let's get a bit of that. Yeah, you want to swap?
Ready?
It smells very good.
It smells great.
It smells so good, you guys. You guys gotta come here.
Can you smell the delay?
Get a nice whiff.
Yeah.
Get that Strymon set.
So it was like set pretty tame earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It can do like a simple.
I think we just have it to a
iconic
slap back right now.
delay.
Can you have that pick over there?
Where is it?
Oh, did I move it? Oh, it's right here. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah.
But then we can kind of like go a little crazier with it. I'm gonna swap it over to the shortest delay. Actually, that's giving me the slap back that I like.
I know it's a short, but like what is...
Modulation?
Yeah, no. I guess it's too short to really hear it. Alright, cool.
Did you want to mess around with it while I do some research?
Yeah, let's
That was
like
fun.
yeah,
I
let's
actually
like
liked
make it longer. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, you got it? Here.
Yeah, stay there. I'll just wait. Am I gonna be in the shot? No. Ooh, hello. Okay. Ready? Let's go. All right. I want to go to a bit like longer delay because I want to hear modulation. Right? We like want to add some like movement onto the echoes. And let's maybe play around with like the filter. It's gonna EQ the like echoes a bit, right? It's nice, okay. Let's go full mod. Okay. Now, I think you said earlier that although it is a like Strymon pedal, it is a lot like the...
It's very close to the carbon copy, but it's
Carbon
like
copy.
but it's a very fancy carbon copy.
Yep.
Because it gives you more voicings, and it's also the Strymon quality. Like
Yeah.
with a carbon copy is like one of the most common delays,
Yes.
in my opinion. So it's really comfortable to get something that's comfortable and easy to use and immediately feel at home. With this pedal in particular, I'm getting such carbon copy vibes to where you plug in and you're just like, oh, this is a really good delay.
So that's like somewhat dark. Let's go brighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. All right, let's go a bit further. Now we're into like multi-head.
Yeah. What's a good?
I mean, sounds big. took that back. Still like multi-head, but we cut the time.
Nice for atmospherics.
Yeah. Like, yep, chordy, strummies, where it is adding to the sound, but it's not like overtaking everything. I love that stuff.
That's the other thing with the carbon copy. It just always sits in
It
the
sits
mix.
perfectly. Ugh, I know.
Like pedals that you don't have to think about are just so nice.
Yeah.
It's just like you kick it on, it sounds good. Oh, I need more, I can flip a switch. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Now, I don't think these ones have like MIDI or like anything else like that, but it can be stereo.
It is stereo and it has tap tempo.
How?
You hold it and then it goes into tap mode.
Oh, like the TC pedals?
Yeah.
That is pretty sick.
It's the future. It's now.
It's so sport.
It's the smartest thing ever. But yeah, that's the Brig.
Yeah, this
It's
thing sounds awesome.
It's awesome. Like,
is awesome.
Out of all the pedals that have been coming out recently, that's one where it just kind of made me smile. And I was
Yep.
like, yeah, we needed a really fancy, easy delay, and that's what it is. Slower is interesting.
Slower, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Did you want to do some atmospheric big
Hell
Brigs?
yeah.
We'll touch swap.
Yeah, okay.
This is fun. You know what? Next time we should incorporate a AB. I think
AB
that would be
switch.
sick.
All right, guys. We
Noted.
have the money.
We have the
We
budget.
have the gear.
Yeah.
We get the money. We got it
Okay.
in stock.
Sorry, I should just. Where is like the
Standby's
volume?
on the far left.
Stand by.
No, that one right there. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
I mean,
Hello.
do you like want that? No, probably.
No, it's fine. If it's out of the circuit,
Yeah.
don't worry about it. I do like this carpet though.
Wait, did I do it right?
No, you did right. I just unplugged it on this end, so it wouldn't pop. Cool.
Okay, I think I have to tune. So how about you talk about this?
Yeah.
thing?
So this is the Walrus Audio Slower. This also came out recently. This is an atmospheric reverb, and it gives you a lot of different algorithms for different types of atmosphere. The modes allows you to select through them. We have Dream, Light, Rain, Dark, and Rise. These all correspond to different LFOs that are in play for it. And those come into factor with your X and your stretch. And then, of course, your pretty standard delay,
Like delay and
features,
stuff.
your filter, your decay,
okay.
your depth. Pretty traditional with some sort of reverb.
Gotcha.
And then an overall mix knob just to make sure that you're in the mix.
That sounds complicated.
Yeah, it is
But
a little
look,
complicated,
we'll show
but
you how it's
for
not.
atmospheric players,
Yeah.
this is like a walk in
Easy,
the park.
yeah.
That's what you want.
In fact, they'd probably be asking for more.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So some of these are time-based. So you'll hear like either an octave, a lower octave, or an upper octave. Right now we are in Rain, and
What is that, Zach?
Rain is tappy and trippy. This program
Ooh.
creates a unique effect with lower levels of diffusion, allowing the reverb delays. A reverb delay tops to audibly create an echo-like effect within your reverb. Interesting. I kind of like that upper octave.
Yes, but it's not like a shimmer where it
Yeah.
overtakes the sound of the whole thing. That is
It's
nice.
It's nice and subtle. Let's try the
Yeah,
dark
let's
one.
do a different mode.
So the dark mode is adds a lower octave to your reverb.
Oh,
tail. Let's try
lower
that.
octave.
Lower octave. So there's that octave. So you can situate your octave, like where exactly.
Wherever you want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that would be a good spot for something like that. trying to create a lot of space.
A lot of space.
A lot of space.
All right, wait. Want some
Very
trouble?
cool. I like this one. So I've had the mix at about the same level as you. I mean, mix is just your overall level of reverb. So as I take that away, there's no reverb.
I'm naked.
As I start bringing it back up, you get a lot of reverb. And you'll also notice that some of your attack is kind of getting taken back because it has the depth of the reverb.
Okay. I also find that anytime we're like playing with, you know, like, I mean, any sound that is like this big, it like forces you to play less, which is probably good for all of us to learn. But, you know, it's just, I think people oftentimes like think I need like an effect or a like pedal to get a sound, but I aim to see it like I would like a new tool that'll shape how I play. And I feel like that thing is like absolutely in that camp.
Or the complete inverse. You could have people that are like maybe starting off that find themselves gravitating towards pads because they can't formulate chords fast enough, which is understandable. It's something you
hard.
have to build up. It's dexterity. So like being able to be that atmospheric base of a song, I always gravitate towards like Ed O'Brien from Radiohead.
Yes.
Being that atmospheric pad for the background of the Radiohead songs. That dude can play.
Yeah.
But like he's accompanying the song. He's part of Radiohead. You know, you're playing to the band and not necessarily to yourself on stage with your spaceship.
Yeah. It's
Very
cool.
cool.
I mean, these sound fucking great.
Oh yeah, Walrus, you can't go wrong. I've loved them all the way back since that Julia. That Julia is something special. But yeah, kind of going into that same realm of like very standard pedal companies these days.
Take us to the ledge!
We're on the ledge right now. We're on the ledges.
Ledges.
Earthquaker. This is their new reverb that just got announced yesterday.
Yes.
It is pretty sick. Pretty sick. Pretty much all you would
What's
need.
the vibe of it?
I would say the vibe is subtle but usable.
Yes.
Which is like
the
essentially-
total opposite of
Yeah.
like, you know, like what we just had.
Exactly. Where
cool.
you have like all these different algorithms and engines working to make something sound unique and atmospheric. You have something that is literally just meat and potatoes. You have room, hall, and plate. Your three very distinct voices of reverb. You have 6 presets that you can set with however you combine these and however you like them.
Now,
Super
like,
simple.
are those like EQ like presets, or are they like different halls and like different plays?
Those are just presets from what's on the panel. So the way to think about it is it's just a 3-knob with
It's a
toggle
3-knob.
switch with a toggle
What are
switch.
like the presets again? Sorry, explain it to me like I'm 5.
So the presets are just a way to save into a bank. They're not different algorithms.
So
Yeah.
like I can save my own presets.
Yeah. So you would be like,
sick.
okay, I like the room at
Sick.
this setting, and then you would go to like, okay, I'm gonna save it to preset 2 and then save it. And then you would just recall preset 2 again.
Okay, I like this like saving system.
It's good stuff.
That is easier to me than like the ones you have to like dive through a like menu, or again like the UA sounds so good. I'm not about to have my fucking phone on stage. Sorry.
What are you, a professional?
I know. No, we're both not. But that makes absolute sense. I love it. Good job, Earthquaker. Cool.
No,
yeah.
it's
Here,
like
let's
it's-
like hear it.
I'm glad that they made something like this because you know you don't want to think about stuff like that.
I think it's on me.
There you go.
So, have you like pulled up a preset, or just like we can save one now?
So right now we're working fresh from the panel. Oh, actually,
Are we?
should be. Hold on one second. still sounds like it's recalling. It's kind of weird.
Oh wait, is the slower on still? Am I crazy? Yeah.
I was like, there's definitely a lot
it's
of
definitely
reverb
too
going.
big. There we go.
Sick. Okay, so this is flat. This is nothing. This is basically a pass-through signal. As we start increasing the mix. This is Hall now.
Okay. It's definitely bigger.
This one's huge. Wait. This is plate.
Like, does it do like the small like studio plate?
Well, okay, so the way that the way that they kind of have this working is that room, hall, and plate gradually get larger, and their length becomes bigger. So as far as that tight claustrophobic sound, your room, like at max length, is going to be like your tight plate. So there's like a really
Snappy.
yeah, like a big spanky percussive room because it's a tight reflective area. So you almost have that like slapback subtlety, but at the same time, it's not that very noticeable second note.
Yeah.
It's just too fast of it. But like country stuff, chicken picking, always lends itself into like fast, tight sounds. Yeah. Sounds good. The dampening is just taking some of that high frequency off. It may be a little sparkly, a little shiny, a little too piercing for you.
Yeah.
Just roll off some of that high frequency with the dampening. Hall is just kind of like getting bigger. The way that it works is the length is a little, it's a little decaying. I mean, as you progress, it kind of gets bigger.
Yeah.
So the length's going to be a little bigger. But yeah, that's that Earthquaker one. Great sound, really easy to use, really quick to think about.
Yeah, I think the thing is like they picked all of like the sounds and even a nice like range where everything actually sounds good and can be put into like a mix anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well,
all right, let's like talk about this thing that's been sitting in front of us the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's it called?
What is the name of this unit? What was it?
Osmos.
The Osmos.
The Osmos.
The Osmos. We've been staring at this thing, and it's really unique.
Let's just hold on. Let's like do like a jam and let's like talk about it.
Sure. You want me to play?
Yeah, I feel like you actually know how to play this, so I will play it now.
Okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. All right.
Okay.
What
So.
How do you want to play?
Great question. I was just gonna play a jammy. Well, here, actually, let's like talk about like what it can do, right?
So it's a keyboard. It's a MIDI keyboard, but it also has sounds built into it. And what's really interesting about this is the way that the action actually works, because it's kind of these loose, wiggly keys. So you're able to do all of your modulation and pitch bending from these. Just from wiggling around.
And it's touch like sensitive too. So
yeah, it has
as
aftertouch.
you push,
Yeah, velocity
you can,
sensitive. Yeah.
You can like fade off of a note, which
It's like it's alive.
It's
it's
alive.
like it's alive.
But what's really cool is you can do that stuff with chords, like to be able to do the aftertouch and the sensitivity and stuff.
I'm not skilled enough for that. I feel like actually you should play.
That's okay.
I want to play like a beat later.
You could do like something simple.
Wait, is this plugged into this or is this plugged?
That should be plugged into that.
Okay, sweet.
The interesting thing about it is because it has that pitch bend quality, you can really throw yourself out of tune.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a bit more like accurate.
It's got to be like
which
good
is
at
cool.
piano, which is weird.
There we go.
Some of these sounds are a little more soft. It's really interesting how it works because it's not like your traditional keyboard where everything kind of stays in tune. You have to control yourself in a way that you don't overextend, because then some of them would actually affect the way that the other half is. Like if this side is bending, this side also could potentially bend.
Well, and also I've also found right, like you're like playing. If you you not on like this one patch, but on some sounds, if you just like smack it, it's a whole other tone. It's really really
we can try some
wild.
so that's the electric piano. That's their interpretation of electric piano. We could try. Let's do. I feel like anything stringed would be really cool on here because it's reactive as like that.
Sounds like the Beatles. That almost sounds like it has a like reverse on it somewhere,
bit.
like
It's
hidden
weird.
under it. Yeah.
Wonder if they have like regular strings. Give me regular
I
strings.
don't think anything.
It's really interesting how it responds. It's something you're gonna have to sit with and get used to.
Yeah.
Because even just like very simple chords, like it sounds
Start
like I'm not
to-
playing what I'm
Yeah.
playing. And it's the relationship of the keyboard. It's like bending a string on guitar. Like if you're gonna bend a string, if you're gonna play a note on that same string, you better hope it's not the bent one, unless you're gonna tap it out. Like it just depends.
Well, that's how I kind of looked at that. Is that a person that is coming from a string instrument, whether it's a guitar
Would be
or
more
cello,
apt.
double bass, that would appeal to them because they can have
I love
The
that.
pitch
level of
bend.
expression from their finger instead of from the string.
I also saw it like, I think I could hear people who do a lot of like film and game
Oh yeah.
like
for
scoring because it is so expressive that like if you're like smacking through a bunch of like swing chords, it's hard, right? But if you're just like making a vibe,
Atmospheric
making an
pads and
atmosphere and just like leaning into the expression, I can see how in film, like TV, game scoring, I can absolutely see how like this tool is just
It
nuts.
It would just speed up your workflow too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have to write a bunch of like MIDI to like implement
To
all
do
of
that,
those
yeah.
all those velocity sensitive raises
Yep.
and like I mean that's all from holding one chord and just feeling it out like.
You can like bend it up a little bit, you know, it's cool.
Yeah, it is very expressive. It's a very unique way to play a keyboard, especially with the way. I like that.
Wait here, all right. Let's find, because there were like some other like patches that were fun that were like percussive, which were fun that
We could do,
I would like love.
some drums.
Yeah, I
Jenny
think it
Brass?
was called like Resonant Drums. So wait, we're in B's.
So we're in brass.
Okay,
You
so we
wanna-
have to
you
go to
wanna
like,
all types.
hold on, I'll find it. I think it's under like Resonant
Is that
Drum.
common?
Resonant Drum.
We're
Are
close,
we
we're
almost
close.
there?
Radioactive.
Resonant recital.
There it
Okay.
is.
All right, let's see if I'm right. Oh, and so it plays a roll.
Interesting.
So if you just like tap it, I think it just does one. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes. I'll pick the right chord, don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go with like a different sound too.
Okay.
Oh, great. All right, I
Cool.
think we're done.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. I think we showed off a lot of the really cool gear that we've
A
had.
lot of new gear this week.
Very cool. A lot of cool pedals. A lot of cool guitars. A lot of cool amps. There was a lot of gear this week.
Yeah, there was a lot of gear.
What's up with the guitar again? Can you tell us about the guitar
So
more?
this is our American Pro
exclusive.
Chuck exclusive. We've got the matching headstock with the pickguard. Jeff Beck. Jeff Buckley.
Jeff Bach.
R.I.P. Jeff Buckley. Jeff Beck. Noiseless pickups.
Noiseless pickups.
Also R.I.P. Jeff Beck.
You're gonna say that every time now. Sorry.
Candy apple red finish. I mean, it's beautiful.
Also, like ebony board, and like this is not only us, but this whole like series has the nice cut here.
Yeah, good
oh my
stuff.
god, so great.
American Pro 2.
Yeah.
Very cool. Chuck exclusive.
Yeah, we have them here only.
Very cool. Thanks for joining us.
Last weekend for the shirts.
Oh
Last
yeah, it is
week
the
for the
last week.
70s shirts. If you guys don't know, every month we're gonna like highlight gear from every era, and we'll be starting the 80s in a few like days. So if you would like to get the 70s shirt with our old like truck on it and everything, they're all online. Or if you're in store, there's like a scan code too. So just like swing by.
Very cool. Thanks for joining us. All right. Peace out.
Jam us out.
Jam us out.